Excuse me. Welcome, good citizens. I am here to talk to you about AIM and what we can do for you. Ever since superheroes were banned for causing the destruction of A-Day, the government placed the security of the city in the hands of advanced idea mechanics. You may have seen our construction efforts around your city. Local patrols keep in contact with the local neighborhood and keep you and your loved ones informed and safe. In the wake of A-Day, many people have developed inhuman abilities that make them a danger to themselves and those around them. We have a responsibility to assist them now in their hour of need. And rest assured, our research labs will be working around the clock to develop a cure for those that wish to reintegrate into society. The more we learn, the better prepared we will be to deal with the menace the Inhumans bring. So come on down to your local office and see how you can help make the world a better place. Advanced Idea Mechanics, aiming to make the world less super.
Apparently, AIM has been allowed to take over vast swathes of the planet. I have no idea how they managed to con the world governments into this mess because last time I checked, world governments don't like it when you take their toys away from them. On the other hand, comic book logic, so suspension of disbelief? The Avengers' shiny new Terrigen-powered helicarrier gets blown up, the Avengers get the blame, they retire. Step forward, advanced idea mechanics. They're the bad guys. One Inhuman, Kamala Khan, smells something strange with all this. Somehow nobody else does. And sets out to prove AIM is up to no good and reassemble the Avengers to fight back. And while the game is doing this, it's very good. While it's doing this.
Oh, this is so cool.
What atrocity is this? Apologies. You are very small and hard to see. There is no need to cower before a son of Odin, though I understand the impulse. What is your name?
Oh, Kamala Khan.
And what is that thing you are holding?
Oh, it's a high-density muon beam. A Model 3 repulsor club. It's Tony Stark's first love.
Odin's beard. About as intimidating as the man himself, hmm?
Oh, you're funny.
Yes, I am.
The single player is well written and well presented. The multiplayer is repetitive and good luck finding people to play with online. I've had this game for nearly 3 fucking weeks and the matchmaking still doesn't work properly. It didn't work right during the beta. But let's talk about the single player first. I won't spoil the story for you, partly because I don't do that kind of thing, and partly because the story is the best bit.
So why did you go back to the Chimera?
Well, I didn't. He did.
So... did he scare away the Resistance?
You know, honestly, Kamala, I don't remember anyone being there. Now, the big guy had a run-in with a few S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, but after that, nothing.
Oh, right. Hey. We good? Okay. We're cool. I guess? Oh man, AIM didn't just arrive. They've set up shop. We've got to find Jarvis and get out of here.
It's not an exaggeration to say that Kamala Khan is the glue that holds the story together. The way she moves, the way she reacts, the way she has a massive geek out every time she meets certain someones.
Great. And they're out of comics.
You know, for what it's worth, I thought that was pretty brave.
Thanks.
I'm guessing you're a Captain Marvel fan. She's off planet, but she would have liked to meet you.
Sorry, you're Captain America. I'm Kamala. Kamala Khan.
Khan. Your story had the evil sewer...
The sewer lizards, yeah.
Yeah. Thor really got a kick out of that one. Said they actually had a sewer lizard problem on Asgard once.
You read my story.
Everyone submitted.
That is so cool.
Honestly, the other Avengers kind of feel like secondary characters next to her. Which is fine because the story and the characters are only half the reason you turn up to this game. The other half is to break shit. Firstly, as has been pointed out by many others, Black Widow and the Hulk hit just as hard as each other. Yes, it is a bit weird, but unless you're meticulously comparing equipment, setups, DPS, you're not going to notice. Not in the middle of a hectic fight, anyway. Each fighter has their own unique flavour, their own unique way of doing things. Ms. Marvel, Kamala Khan herself, has elastic powers, and so has an unusual approach which is both evasive and powerful, bending out of the way of incoming attacks or upsizing to deal extra damage. Her wide sweeping attacks make her an ideal crowd controller. Iron Man has flexibility, using hand repulsors, lasers and rockets to deal with various threats. It does kind of make him a jack of all trades, master of none type, but he is very effective at dealing with airborne targets, plus the rockets let him deal high damage when necessary. Captain America has his famous shield, meaning he's the only Avenger on the roster who can continually block. By the way, everyone has a defensive parry move. He has several ways of throwing the shield at different numbers of enemies. He's best going toe-to-toe with, well, any crowd size you care to nominate. Black Widow's attacks have very limited range or narrow fields of fire. She has a grapple to compensate, zipping quickly to an enemy's side. She excels at closing rapidly on a single target, using stun batons to leave the enemy wide open for a punishing takedown. In other words, she's an assassin. The Hulk beats enemies over the head with the very ground he literally just ripped from under their feet. Or he picks them up and uses them as a blunt instrument. I don't think he's too bothered. His attacks generate wide shockwaves in all directions, damaging entire clusters at once. And unlike the other Avengers who have to vault over enemies to disable their riot shields, the Hulk simply rages out and punches straight through them. Thor spends his time hammering on the bad guys' heads, quite literally, be it at close range or hurling it from a distance. And if one is giving your team trouble, pin him to the floor or wall. He can't go anywhere, which is hilarious. With his narrow swings and throws, Thor is best against single targets. The bigger, the better. I don't want to go into the specifics of every single character because there's 6 of them and it's complicated. This video is going to be 3 hours long if I do that. Instead, I'm going to focus on my favourite character to use in the game, Thor. When I say the game's complicated, I mean all these little skills all over the place are complicated to start with. It gets easier as you get used to it. All you need to know is the primaries are your standard attacks that you can use all the time. Everything else is a bonus, either adding new functionality or swapping out what's already there for another function. A lot of the bonuses have 3 options, meaning you can change your setup in the middle of a fight if you think your current one's not working for you. Now, I really liked the combat. It does start off a little bit restricted because you haven't got many moves under your belt, but as you expand your skill set, your options start to open up and you start to have more fun with it.
Bring the pain, people! With the gods fight! You fall to the son of Odin!
Me personally, I eventually evolved Thor to generate more heroic orbs. 50% of all enemies defeated give me a heroic orb. I increased my stun damage to increase my chances of performing a takedown. Whenever I perform a takedown, I get a heroic orb. Your heroics, by the way, are your active powers, the 3 powers you trigger during battle. You need to beat up enemies with standard attacks or collect heroic orbs to recharge them faster. You can see what I was trying to do. There are a few glitches here and there, and most of the time when they happen they can be cleared just by restarting the latest checkpoint, and you don't usually lose too much progress. Even so, it's a bit annoying when it happens, and it was happening a little bit too often for my taste. For example, I couldn't evade these training robot attacks because they wouldn't attack. This glitch was so frequent, it occurred the first time I played 3 of the 6 training missions. This elite enemy squad wouldn't spawn either. It really takes you out of the moment when things like this happen. But these are mere nuisances. The crowning glory of the glitches is the matchmaking. Because this game is built around the idea of being a 4-person team, naturally they poured much of their time and effort into ensuring the matchmaking is as streamlined and as fast. I'm joking, the matchmaking is fucked. It takes like 3, 4, 5 minutes to get together a team of 3 or 4 people. It's insane. Some of the smaller levels don't last that long. It can sometimes take 2 or 3 minutes just to get one person. Sometimes when a blue moon descends under a cow's arse on Tuesday evening in a leap year, the game will actually match you with someone almost immediately. Don't count on it though. You know what makes it worse? There's no New Game Plus mode. Which means you can't play the campaign again. Nope. Well, you can, but you have to delete your save data off of your console. Which means you lose all your upgrades, you lose all your abilities, you lose all your outfits that you may have unlocked. I mean, why? It's the best bit! These are not glitches, but I question some of the game's design choices. These doors can only be opened by certain characters, a fact I only realised because someone on chat told me.
Hey, you gotta hit it. You gotta hit the door. You can't get it. Only your character can do it. There you go. Now you.
These doors can only be opened by smashing them, except that not every character has a smash style attack. Hulk, Thor, Ms. Marvel break through with no problem. Iron Man can if he uses the Hulk Buster. Black Widow and Captain America are just screwed. Boss fights are too simple. Taskmaster and Abomination are the only signature bosses and they're just damage sponges. The AIM Warbot, however, is way cooler.
The foot-based vents are overheating. Target those. That looked important. Nice work.
And there are many reports from people online that some of the daily and weekly challenges occasionally require you to complete a certain number of villain sectors, that being where the bosses are. One small problem, the quest givers don't always give you the villain sectors to complete, meaning you can't complete the challenges. And don't forget the tons of extra outfits that are available through the marketplace for the bullshit currency. Because of course. You can also buy the outfits at the vendor on the helicarrier with in-game currency, but first you have to collect enough credits to actually buy the outfit. I've been scrounging credits since I started. I've bought nothing except for that one little thing the game forced me to buy. I've completed the campaign and some other stuff on top of that, and at this point I have 6,219 credits. And I'm still short of the 7,000 this one item requires. Secondly, what the fuck? You can only buy from a choice of 5 outfits at a time? And have you seen the refresh timers? Which means if there's a specific outfit you want, you'll be waiting a long time for it to come up. See, this is the kind of shit that happens when you build your game to be more a service than an actual game. When you're corporate bastardized need to monetize everything and stretch it out over the following decade supplants the need to actually, make a good game. It makes everything you do a slog, a chore, which by the way makes the game less fun, which results in videos like this. This game should have been designed to resemble Borderlands, a single player narrative driven experience with 4-player drop-in drop-out co-op, with bots to fill the empty slots. Instead, it's been made to resemble Destiny, a game that relies on multiple players playing at once with slow, grindy progression, a limited and awkward cosmetic system, and a bloody-minded marketplace. The story is fun, the characters are engaging, and the story's pretty great. It's just all the other shit around it that sucks. Like Anthem. Except Anthem didn't really give the stories or the characters right either. This is marginally better than that. Although we were expecting a lot more, so in a way, it's kind of worse. And because of that, I'm going to give Marvel's Avengers a 6 out of 10. And yeah, I'm disappointed. I was hoping that it would be way better than this. But again, corporate felt the need to stick their oar in and interfere. And put too much focus on it being a more longer term money maker rather than just making it a single. Players keep on crying out for single player experiences. It's why Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order did so well. It's because it's so rare these days to get a game like that. But no, they'll just keep on pumping them out, won't they, as usual. So yeah, Marvel's Avengers, 6 out of 10, above average in my opinion. They have got extra characters coming, I know that, and the list of potential new characters is massive if the PC's data mining is to be believed. I'll keep my eye on it, and maybe they'll add more interesting missions in, and as they add more missions in, maybe the game will just get more interesting on its own, although I doubt it because Anthem hasn't done so well, but we'll wait and see. Right, that's it from me. What did you think of my video? Leave a like or dislike down below. What did you think of Marvel's Avengers? Do you love it for its combat but hate it for everything else, kind of like I do, or do you like bits of it that I didn't want? Let me know down in the comments below. And for those of you who are new around here, you can always subscribe. Or if you hated the tone of my voice, you can always inflict me on someone else by sharing.